Right now, 4 palm-sized patches of rubber are the only thing connecting your car to the road. Every vehicle on every road, in every country, depends on what is inside that black rubber. It looks simple. Underneath, it is one of the most engineered composite structures on any vehicle. Steel, fabric, chemical compounds, and over 20 components bonded into something that flexes 1,000 times per mile without coming apart.
And all of it is built inside factories most people drive past without noticing. A tire begins with a cut in a tree trunk thousands of miles from the factory. Natural latex is collected, filtered, and turned into solid rubber sheet.
But natural rubber alone is not enough. Synthetic rubber adds performance that nature cannot. Then come the reinforcement fillers, the curing chemicals, and the processing aids that make raw rubber into something that grips a road. And the skeleton that holds the tire together, steel cord and textile fabric puntree, arrives on separate rolls. Every incoming material is tested before it reaches the mixing floor.
Mixing is where the tire's performance is decided. Grip, wear, rolling resistance, and heat behavior.
Every compound starts with a recipe, measured by weight, blended by force.
Inside, the rotors shear the rubber at temperatures that would burn your hand in seconds.
The mixed compound drops onto a mill that rolls it into sheets. Then the sheets are cooled and treated so they can be stacked without bonding to themselves.
A single tire uses multiple compounds. The tread, sidewall, and liner each have their own recipe.
Steel cords are coated in rubber because bare metal and raw rubber do not bond on their own. What comes out is a rubberized steel sheet that will become the tire's belt layer. Textile cords get the same treatment for the body plies that shape the tire carcass. The belt material is cut at an angle because diagonal cords resist impact and hold tread shape. The body plies are cut at a different angle for a different job, carrying load and absorbing flex. The inner liner is made from a compound designed to hold air pressure inside the tire for years.
The bead holds the tire onto the wheel rim. It is wound under tension and never allowed to deform. A stiff filler compound surrounds the bead to stiffen the lower sidewall and lock the tire to the rim. The tread is not stamped. It is pushed through a die as a continuous strip.
Multiple compounds are pushed together through one die, grip compound on top, heat-resistant compound below.
Dimensions are measured continuously because the wrong tread weight changes how the tire balances. Each strip is cut to the exact length of one tire's circumference. The sidewall strip is extruded separately because it needs to flex millions of times without cracking. Now every component comes together on a building drum.
The inner liner goes on first because everything else is built on top of it.
Then the body ply wraps over it, giving the tire its structural flexibility.
The beads are locked in and the ply folds over them. This is what holds the tire on the rim. Sidewalls go on next, covering the ply edges and forming the outer flex surface.
Then the flat drum shape is inflated into the round profile of a tire. Steel belts wrap around the crown to stabilize the tread area. Then the tread goes on last. The splice has to close without overlap or gap. Stitching rollers press every layer tight so no trapped air remains inside.
This is a green tire, fully assembled but not yet vulcanized. No tread pattern, no strength, not a tire yet. The curing press is where rubber stops being rubber and becomes a tire. Inside the mold is every detail you see on a finished tire. Every groove, every letter, every rib. Pressure and steam push the rubber into the mold, while heat triggers the chemical cure. Temperature, pressure, and time are all locked. Changing any one changes the tire. Inside the rubber, sulfur is building bridges between molecules. That is vulcanization, and it cannot be undone.
When the mold opens, the tire is permanent. Every groove, every marking, every compound locked in place. A uniformity machine checks whether the tire rolls true or wobbles.
A tire that wobbles at speed creates vibration the driver will feel through the steering wheel.
X-ray reveals everything hidden: belt angles, ply position, and anything trapped inside. Machines catch measurements. Human hands catch textures.
Sample tires are cut open to confirm the internal build matches the design.
Balance is measured so the installer knows exactly where to place weights later. After inspection, every tire is labeled, sorted, and sent to storage. Some warehouses hold hundreds of thousands of tires at once.
From storage, they move to distributors, dealers, and service centers worldwide.
Mounted, balanced, and installed. The last step before the road.
4 patches of engineered rubber, 20 components, dozens of chemical compounds. One job, plug, keep you on the road. Every vehicle you see from here is riding on something that started as latex from a tree, steel from a mill, and chemical. What surprised you most about how tires are made? Tell us in the comments.
Next on Process Pulse Factory Coreid, another product you trust every day, built in ways you have never seen. Process Pulse Factory. Subscribe for the next build.